Hey guys, and welcome to another video. My name is Julie, and today I want to talk a little bit about looking for answers in the mind. And you can also say that this is about letting go of even a spiritual matrix, the spiritual dream that we might develop on this path at some level. And there's nothing really wrong here, and you can believe whatever you want to believe. But it's at some point you can say it's like a mature place on this journey, you can say, where you see that these are also beliefs, these are also mental stories. And we might develop a spiritual identity, and we might develop like a spiritual idea about how this reality is. And I think that's very natural when we wake up and the world as we knew it is not the way it was. The world suddenly it changes a lot when we wake up. We see things in a different light. And it can be very tempting to look for answers. But we look for answers in the mind. We look for answers in books, by maybe channeler, people that channel. And we look for, you can say, something to grasp, something to hold on to, some knowledge or knowing about how this world really is. And you can say that we can never really find that except for in the mind. And that's also something that is created. So you can say that like a primary duality of this universe is the I am, or the essence of what you are, and the content of experience. And every story we make about this world or this reality or everything is also a part of the content of experience. So these are very subtle, you can say, filters of the mind, and this can be very hard to pluck up the root of these stories. And we also might have a lot of resistance to let go, because there might be some comfort in believing something about reality. We want maybe the world to change in a certain way. Maybe we want believe in maybe a God up there somewhere. Maybe we want to believe in other planets or other dimensions. And maybe that's true, because nothing can be really like, there's no limit to what can exist. So, but it's still a part of the content of experience. And the truth, like the non-dual truth, it's nowhere else. And it's not in the mental stories. You can say it's there too. It doesn't exclude that. But you can't find the essence of, or the truth of life outside of your own being. But we might look for it because it's uncomfortable to let go of all these stories and the paradigms that we have about the world. So as we wake up and we realize that the world was maybe not the way we thought it was, we might enter a spiritual matrix or a spiritual fantasy. And we can go like that for years, and we cling on to it because it's something that maybe give us hope, a sense of belonging, a sense of understanding. But essentially, or eventually, these ideas can also be let go of. It can be experienced, and you can say be explored. But the ultimate be all, the I am of everything, it's not in somewhere else. It's always here, and it's always now, and it's not something other than you, really. So this is where we might get stuck, where you can see like a spiritual community develop, religions develop, and new age communities develop. And I'm not going to say that any of this is wrong, because if it exists, it's supposed to exist, and you can say that it brings value, or it's a part of our experience. However, it is still content of experience. It's still a step out from your being. And the essence and the truth that you look for is always inside, or not really inside, but it's what you already are. We can't locate it as inside or outside, because that's also content of experience, has also a duality. And as all of these filters and these stories, you can say, are being dissolved, or they're being discovered, maybe, then you can trust this process. It will be discovered, or you can say integrated when it's time. You're not supposed to control or make this happen, even though you, of course, you can investigate. Essentially, this is where you already have everything. Like, everything is always included in your experience. So yeah, this was what I had for today. Have the courage to enter the present moment and realize the difference between thoughts and, you can say, the five senses, and realize what is happening in the mind and what is going on as a story, and what is going on in the actual world, you can say. Even though they're both part of the actual world also. That distinction doesn't really make sense in the end either. But yeah, that's what I had for today. If this resonates, you can watch my free masterclass, where we also go through this discovery of thoughts. What are thoughts, and what's the other five senses, and how to break free from the mental prison, or the mental paradigms that you hold. And you can watch it by clicking in the link in the description below. And until next time, much love and namaste.